Today, I'm going to be building the most satisfying base in 99 Nights in the Forest. Now, you might be wondering just how I'm going to do this, but the plan is to make one of the best looking bases you've ever seen. So, for example, the map placement is a little bit off. I did do that a little bit quickly, but we're going to make everything look pristine. And what I'm really excited for are the defenses that I want to put up, because that's what's really going to make the base look nice. And also, in order to get enough saplings for a tree wall, I'm playing lumberjack. That way I have a chance of getting double saplings. But because of that, I'm gonna need to find a revolver or a spear pretty soon. Okay, we got good sack. I will take that. But I do need a revolver, a spear, a something. Even an alien gun would work. And I'm also gonna make sure I get all the coins I could get, just because we want this base to look really nice. All right, there we go. We did get our spear. So we'll be able to go get the first kid. But for now, I'm gonna loot a little bit more. All right, we just got a ton of scrap. Might even get fire level 4. Okay, I'm gonna go chop down a tree for that. Just need 3 more wood, or probably 3 more, maybe even 2 more wood. I'm guessing 2. There we go. Put the rest into here. We'll use that for a farm plot as well. And I actually had someone leave a comment on my video telling me that you can make a cross section with the farm plot. So we're gonna put this off to the side for now. We'll eventually pick it up with the hammer, but still gonna make it satisfying. So when I get 10 more logs, I'm gonna make another one. I'm gonna see if you could really put them in a cross, or maybe you can even make like an asterisk symbol with them. That'd be pretty useful. All right, so for right now, it's not too perfect. I gotta remember to make this perfect. I'm so used to doing this by habit. But we're placing everything around back here, and then the farm plots are gonna be in that cross section I was talking about. But what I'm really focused on is getting the fire to max level right now. Not too focused on the kids, because the fire drains like crazy. All right, so let's see if this actually works. Oh, wait. Oh, it does work. Okay, this is satisfying. We got a hashtag made out of carrot farms. I don't think you can make it into an X, but that is still really useful. Makes it way more compact. I think it'll also help with design too. All right, we got the aliens coming down. That's gonna be good for a little bit of loot. All right, this one isn't the teleporter one, but it does have a ray gun. I will use that. Furniture trader's in town too. We'll have to loop around to him. All right, this is the one that has a teleporter. So I don't want to loot it just yet. I will take the laser sword though, because I need to go talk to the furniture trader before he leaves. All right, let's see. I will take the mossy fences for our farm and the 2 red rugs and also the bluebells, because I do like adding the flowers around the base for the girls' tents. We also can get the second kid real quick. There we go. Okay, second kid is safe, but because I got her first, she now has the red tent. So I'm gonna have to remember that. All right, let me get the crock pot and the boost pad. The crock pot we're gonna put, I think, right here in the center like this. That way I'm gonna put another cross section right here, and we'll have pretty much enough food for, I don't know, me and my ult, and maybe even extra for biofuel in the fire. But as for the boost pad, we're gonna have that be right next to the crafting bench like this. A little off-centered, but we'll fix that when we get the hammer. For now, I need to go get some loot. Even if it's nighttime, I need fuel. Oh, and here's where I get the hammer as well. That's good to know. I'm also gonna drop all my furniture blueprints in here, just because we're gonna keep them hidden. I don't want them cluttering up the base for right now. I also found where the first kid is, so we're gonna get him. Yo, dude, no, that's a jump scare. That's illegal, dude. All right, I'm going back to my campfire. All right, this is enough to get me to the next level. It has to be. There is no way. Okay, I can use some wood though. All right, this should be enough. There we go. Now today I'm gonna get us the old bed and the good bed, and then we're gonna go get the first kid as well. Gotta make sure these line up nicely though. That's good. And then put this one behind them. There we go. Pretty satisfying. All right, got the first key. Or technically my second now. Probably should have picked a better spot for the farm, but we can go to the anvil place now, and to get the scrap and wood is not that hard. Furniture trader is back. Take a quick pit stop before going over to the anvil. Get these camping chairs. Oh no. Oh, I should have bought these. The fairy lights arches would have been great. Well, that's fine though. We did get a lot. We also found the stronghold. Might just loot that, but first I do want to go get the hammer. Don't want to forget. Giant sack too. That's gonna be really useful. All right, I have like a minute to get the hammer and go to the stronghold. So let's see if I can do that fast. Oh, we're getting raided tonight. Never mind. Gonna quickly make the hammer though. I think we have time for that. All right, just drop everything down as soon as possible. There we go. Deer's hungry tonight. I'm glad for that. Okay, so it's a raid. So even though he's hungry, he shouldn't catch up to me. He should teleport to the raid. Yep, there he goes. All right, night's approaching. Gonna loot the stronghold real quick. Gonna try to do it using the laser sword. Thing isn't bad. Might have to switch to the spear. This thing does take some energy. All right, I'm about to die. Okay, I'm out of here. I am Ow. Gonna use a bandage. Then I'm gonna use my rifle. And there we go. First clear done. Take the scrap, cultist gems, regular gems, or diamonds to be precise. I'm hoping to get the chainsaw out of this. Or attack. Both will be really useful for me. Alright, dude. I'll pick it up. Maybe I'll give it to my alt account so he's a tiny bit safer. But I really don't know. But it seems like the riot shield is one of the most common mythic items. I think if I get more wood too, I can get the oil drill. So I'm gonna do that. Definitely gonna need it. Alright, got it. Gonna place my furniture in the pond because I can't even see the oil drill. There we go. Now we're gonna put it perfectly parallel like this, or perpendicular, however you view it. And that way the oil just falls right into the fire. But because the oil drill probably won't be enough, I'm gonna also use the biofuel processor. We're gonna put that perpendicular on this side. Alright, looks good. Now I'm gonna pick up all the stuff that I placed by accident, or not by accident, but in the wrong spot. Now we're gonna line it up better. So for the map, I want it to be right here, just barely not touching the wall or the crafting bench. That looks good. Compass we'll put on the left side like this. That looks good. Sundial we'll put on the right side like this. All right, looks good. And then the lightning rod, if it can fit, right in between. There we go. That fits perfectly. So we have all of our utilities in one spot and the boost pad on the other side. All right, this should get us to level 6, or at least very close. Yeah, very close. But this should definitely get us up there. There we go. All right, we got the giant bed. Place that behind these 3. And there we go. We have our array of the world's longest bed. If you're 17 feet tall and you try to lay down on it, try to ignore the wooden boards. Other than that, very comfy. Now though, I think I'm just gonna keep looting because I do need to get the strong axe. Oh, there we go. Just got the Morning Star weapon. My favorite melee weapon, both because it's rare and because it hits really hard. Just in time for a raid too. Works really well. It does 3-shot the archers, but it does 2-shot the other ones. There we go. Okay. We got the strong axe. We're now really ready to start making this base as good as possible. I might go loot the stronghold one more time as well, just so we can get a ton of coins. Because we now have the strong axe, we can get a ton of saplings because every tree is 1 hit, and we can also get these big trees around our base. And with the small trees, I have a chance of getting 2 saplings per tree. So there we go. Just got 23 more. Gonna set this off to the side. You know what? I think I'm not gonna go loot the stronghold just yet because we bought out his entire inventory and we still have 140 coins now. But we do need to get started on our base. So the plan is, instead of making the walls a circle like everyone else does, we're gonna try to make them a perfect square. But before we even do that, I do need to go get the next 2 kids. I also need to clean up this mess. All right, we're gonna put the ammo crate right behind the crafting bench. We're also gonna have to move these beds as well. I'm gonna move the red and the blue bed for now because we do have the red and blue tent. Definitely gonna move my farm as well. I've been needing to do that. I think we're gonna have to put the farm somewhere back over here. Put it just like this, and then with the cross section right here. And then now I can put the bed. But I already do have the red rug, so we're gonna place that down underneath the bed. I might have to, I don't want it to go up like that. I might have to place a rug first. Place a rug first, make sure it's nice and lined up. That looks pretty good. That is the most satisfying rug and bed placement I've ever seen. But now we're gonna have to make the outlines of our walls because I do want it to be square, but it can't be right here in the lake. So I'm gonna put a marker for each side. I'm gonna put a marker here. That's 1 sapling. Say we did that. No, okay, we can't go that way. So we can go inward a little bit here, but then we lose so much space. So I might want to go out a bit here, but I don't think you can plant here. Yeah, I can't plant here, so I'm gonna have to do it right on the edge here. So this will be our first marker. All right, so let's start building the tree wall. I want it to be densely packed so that there's no gaps, which is gonna be a little bit costly, but I think it's gonna be worth it. And in order to make this perfectly straight, what I want to do is I want to pick up this sapling, so I'm gonna drop one over here, and I want to replace it just like that so that it's facing the right way, and it'll be, I guess, uniform with all the others. So to do this, I want to do this in first person. We're gonna line it up again, just like that. I think that's lined up. Now we're just gonna go backwards. Oh, this is hard. They keep falling over. If I put them down, they sometimes fall over and they sometimes stay. So I think we might have to do something a little different where we plant them perfectly. So I'm gonna have to learn where they plant. According to this, does it plant in the center or does it plant near the root? Okay, it plants near the top. So the top here is where it plants. Okay, I see. It's like near that little connection to the branches, but slightly under it. So we're gonna have to plant just like like this across the entire base. Try and make it as straight and perfect as possible. But I don't like some of these gaps, so we'll have to fill those in. All right, just finished placing all the saplings we had stored up. So far, it's looking really nice. Looks like it'll be a good base in the end, but we're definitely gonna have to get a lot more saplings. Think we're gonna need to cut this tree wall down. There are so many gaps. I think you have to plant them half overlapped in order for them to be no gaps, so I'm gonna have to redo this wall. But we do have the third kid now, so we'll place him down. There we go. And then I'm gonna plant these saplings we have here, and I'm gonna try to get it to overlap. So like right here, that's not even, I don't even think that's good enough. That's good enough. So we're gonna put this one here. That's overlapping. That's overlapping. We're gonna have to do these really close. So we'll see if that works the next day. It hopefully should. There we go. Reached day 99 in about 90 minutes, which also seems to be the day when the furniture trader shows up again. But our wall is fully grown, and there are some trees touching, but there are a lot of gaps, so we're gonna have to plant them closer. But I'm realizing now, cutting all this down gives us enough wood to build the white house, but just call it the brown house because it's made out of logs, or the blue house because they're all wet. So I'm gonna have to get rid of all of these somehow. Probably put them in the biofuel or maybe in the crafting bench. All right, our trees just finished growing, and these ones are really good. So we're gonna do that across the entire base. All right, I'm not happy with this. This wall is not that straight. It kind of curves to the left and then comes back. We're gonna have to chop it down when it's done. So I'm gonna use my remaining 2 saplings on this part, which seems to be pretty straight. Yeah, that looks good. Gonna go get some more saplings now as well. All right, this is looking pretty good so far. Now I did plant the entirety of this wall as we're gonna go out to right here. But the thing is, I realized I don't think any human on planet Earth can make this perfectly straight. So it is the tiniest bit curved, but when we actually look at it, it does look pretty nice. Oh no, there's one gap I think in this entire wall. Well, no, I guess there's some very two tiny ones right here, but we can fix that, and we'll fix this one too. And I have to place this one very closely. This should be good. And then we gotta fix this. All right, this one should be good too. Almost done with this back wall being planted. All right, one more, and this is the back wall planted. So we have about half of the wall done, a little bit more because we have this as well. But in order to make sure it's square, I'm gonna measure it using shelves. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place a shelf barely touching the edge of the wall, and then keep placing shelves over and over until we reach the end where they're barely touching each other to make sure it's square. Might be an almost perfect fit. Yeah, about that. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shelves long. We want a 10 by 10 shelf square. So now I have to measure the other wall just to make sure it lines up, and if it doesn't, we should add a little bit more to it. I think it might add up perfectly. Actually, no, it was a little bit longer than it should have been. So we just need to cut off maybe 4 trees or so. So the first 4. But now that we have all of this already, the raids should be a little bit easier because they're not going to attack my alt account all at once. Especially if I can get this wall to be done, then they're all going to come from this side. All right, we just finished planting all of the saplings. The wall is looking really nice. It does look pretty cool with it all being wood and no gaps except for a few, but that's what I'm about to fix. So I'm gonna go check for all of the gaps. Like right here we have one, right here we have another, there's a tiny one right there, there's a few right here. Just gonna take out this whole chunk, keep looking, gotta make sure there's not a single gap. There's one behind these shelves. I'll pick those up, don't need them anymore. And I think that's it. Maybe I didn't check this side yet. Yeah, this side has one. There's one right here, but that is it. We got all the gaps cut out. Now we gotta fill them in. Okay, that should be every gap. Let me triple check now. Yep, that is every gap now filled in. We have an almostly perfect square. And the reason I say almost is because it is pretty square, but it's not literally perfect. Now I want to add the most satisfying possible way to take out the raiders. And to do that, we're gonna cut a little hole right here. But we're also gonna take all the saplings we have and do something extra with it. We're gonna make this into a tiny hallway, and I'll show you why. All right, that should be actually, I'm gonna use all my sapling. Only got 3 more anyway, and there's the last one. Okay, now it is time to place the best ever trap you'll see in your life. And with that though, we're on the next day and the wall is filled in. I don't see any more gaps. I'm not seeing them. One here, nope. All right, so we've officially filled in the entire square. We're building this little doorway, which I'm gonna show you is gonna be one of the best best things we could possibly have for this. And that's because we can take all 8 of the bear traps we're given and put them in one spot where all of the cultists will funnel into, because when they can't get in through a certain way, they are smart enough to figure out where they can get in by using a doorway or a gap. And because of that, we can abuse that and put all of the bear traps right here. So just gonna place them like this, and there is the 8. This will be the most satisfying thing to see during the raids. Although to get out, I'm gonna have to do something like this. I had a defensive blueprint in here somewhere, but now I just can't find it, so I'm trying to drag these things around. It's all furniture though. I'm getting attacked tonight too. I need to find this thing quick. I remember having one. It shouldn't have despawned. It should still be here. What in the world? Where is it? Did I lose it? I think I might have lost my defensive blueprint. Or maybe it was another game. I have no idea. But we can finally use these bear traps, which if I want to go around them, I can do this. Well, looks like I have to set these back up. No, Dino Kid. No going outside the play today. No, stop. Bro, come on, man. This better not ruin this. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, what? Their bodies set off the traps too? Okay, that's not that good. But at least they're all funneled into here, which is much easier for me to kill them like this. Plus, I can clean up everything at the end a lot faster. Yo, what is with these AI and going for my alt account? What do you want with them, man? There we go. That's the raid complete. No way. No way the pelt trader's coming in my base now. Am I that good at the game that the pelt trader's just wanting to come in my base? Yo, dude, I mean, feel free to hang out, man. It's kind of cool to have you around here. No way you're leaving already. No way. Don't do this. Dude, dude, no. Dude. Well, that sucks. Oh, wait, you can pick up these bear traps. I didn't know you could do that. Yo, what's with these kids and the bear traps? They literally just want to... All right, you're forbidden. You're forbidden from my house, sir. Sir, you are forbidden. Vacate the premises or I will call Walmart security and they're gonna greet you at the door very kindly. Yeah, you go greet the Walmart security. I don't want to see you in here again, man. All right. Have a nice day. You too. Yo, these kids are gonna... Are you trying to act... You got almost all of them, man. Congratulations. You should have like 3 toes left. Okay, so I'm setting them up spaced out like this so that there's a space in the middle because it takes 2 bear traps to kill a person or a raider. So I'm thinking if they come in, 2 people will die to those 2 and 2 more people will die to these 2. And this kid... No way you activate all of them. Stop. You're doing this on purpose, man. Now you're walking into a wall. You perfectly activate almost all of my traps and then you walk straight into a tree. I don't believe it. You're faking. All right, gotta set these up. I don't want anybody touching it. That includes you. I know you're faking. All right. I know you're not walking into the sundial. You can't even tell what that says probably. You'll have to learn when you're older. For now, we can start making this base perfect while we wait for the next raid. All right, furniture trader is here. We'll get another hedgerow, wooden stools, fences, signpost, and 2 purple pillows. Thank you very much, my good sir. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get all of our furniture, pile it around there. Then we're gonna have to sort it to really fill out this base and make it look really nice. So much furniture though. It is a ridiculous amount. I look at my inventory, man. Yeah, I probably have 50 plus items right now, maybe even 60. I don't know, but we're gonna stack it all up right here. All right, here's all the furniture we have, probably 50 plus pieces. So we are going to make this place look really nice, but I forgot the 4th kid, so we're gonna go do that first. But because it's about to turn night, I'm gonna start sorting a little bit. All right, we have everything now into piles. We have wooden chairs and tables and stools. We have stuff for the kids' bedrooms, which I'm gonna consolidate this a little bit. There we go. Then we have stuff for the farm, which should be huge. Then we have flowers on top of this rock, log benches back here, and camping chairs. So let's figure out exactly what we're gonna do. And what I'm most excited for is the farm, which I think will go back here, especially since we have a natural rock piece right here. I want to include that as part of the design. And then I also want to have something cool back here. It's right behind the Dino Kids base because if you don't remember, they did switch tents because I got them in the wrong order. We are being attacked tonight though, so I'm gonna set up these because I know one of the kids probably stepped on them, and then we're gonna see how this day goes. Just gonna hold out the laser sword because that's what I want to use here, and I'm curious how this is gonna work. Let's see, who are the first guests? Okay, that is not how how I intended that to work. Get this guy to come in further. Boom, there we go. Okay, we took out 3 of them with the traps. We can get them to come in further. Now we can do the first person or whatever you feel like doing with the camera lock. With our sword, I'm gonna back off a little bit just because I don't want to die yet. I kind of want to finish this. This base is so nice. I genuinely like this. Although it was a hard grind and we're almost on day 300, it does look really nice. There we go. Raid completed. Way easier than the raids in the past. Oh, we got, well, you know what? I'm gonna set up these traps only when there's a raid going. So that way I can just walk straight through. But now we have to build our garden, which might take an eternity, but it is going to look fantastic. I don't know if you guys remember my biggest base video, but that carrot garden restaurant, I want to build something similar to that. I'm thinking carrot garden deluxe, carrot garden supreme, carrot garden 2. But let's first start with probably what's the easiest. Maybe not the farm, but the kids' bedrooms. We can do that fairly quick. So like wooden nightstand, I know exactly where that's going. We're going to put this right here. It's got to face this way next to Dino Kid's bed. We also have a bookshelf, so we're going to put that behind his bed. We also want that blue signpost. We will put that to the right side of his tent. We also have another wooden nightstand, so we are going to give that to the Kraken Kid. Gonna put it, oh man, this is, I can't even see anything like this. I'm gonna put it on this side because I can still see a little bit. Just like, I gotta line it up. There we go. I like that. That looks good. So she's got a bed and a nightstand. We have a purple signpost. That's gonna be saved for when we get the 4th kid. We do have fairy lights, so I'm gonna count how many I have to see how I want to use them. Okay, I think we only have 2. We have a single and a double. So for the double, we will give to the Kraken Kid in the front like this. Then we'll put this off to the side for the Koala Kid. We also do have another red rug, so we're gonna put that not as a doormat, but as a nice little place to walk around. I know it's like, we also have a red signpost, so we're gonna try to put it in the same way right here, kind of in front, but we're gonna have it right on the carpet. There we go. That looks nice. We also have 3 purple pillows, so Koala Kid is definitely getting spoiled. We have another bookshelf, so it looks like we're gonna give that to the Kraken Kid. I don't even know if we can barely fit. You know what? We're giving it to Squid Kid. You are gonna have the, actually this would be a pretty cool tent, because if I block off the backside with a bookshelf, it makes it a little bit more cozy in there. We do have a 3rd red rug though, so I think what I'm gonna do is connect these 2 just like this, and that way adds a little bit more. It looks like a bigger area now rather than just a tent and a bed by itself. Kind of disappointed we didn't get any blue rugs. I would want those. I also do want them to make yellow rugs and purple rugs, because I don't really have too much furniture for the Squid Kid and Koala Kid. But speaking of Koala Kid, let's go find where she's at. And this is the last one. There we go. I have 2 minutes, so we should be good to get the Koala Kid back home safe. This base honestly looks really cool. I might add some torches out here in the front. That would look real. Actually, that would look nice. It would add a little bit of flair to it, a little bit of a design, a little bit of the entryway feeling. So let me do, oh wow, I do not have any scrap. I might go get some. I'm gonna need it. But for now, let's finish placing all the furniture, which should only be for the Koala Kid. So we have a fairy light single. We're gonna put that in the back center. We're also getting raided, so we're gonna set up the bear traps. Okay, so now I have to take out the rest of these guys. All right, this isn't too bad. It was pretty bad in the beginning, but I think this is the last guy. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go get the scrap, and then when it's nighttime, we'll finish placing the furniture and then place those torches. All right, we got the scrap. I'm gonna place 2 torches for now. Can't place one there, but I can place one here, and I think in doing that, that gives us the room to place this one here. Now that looks nice. That is a very nice entrance. I wonder what else I could put out here though. I kind of do want to put more stuff. I don't think there's anything here I could put. Maybe some kind of furniture. These lights would look nice. You know what? I think I'm gonna use these lights. Let's see how these would look. Oh, these fit almost perfectly. That looks nice. Dude, it blends in with the wood. It's almost like it's not even there. That's really cool. What else do we have? Bro, we could use some of these camping chairs as like patio chairs. I think I'm gonna use some of these. Log benches too. I think I'm gonna make a little sitting area out here. Or a seating area, I believe is the grammatically proper term. We got 2 greens. Oh, I want to make them color coordinated. We're making these color coordinated seating area. There we go. That looks nice. It looks like a movie interview. It looks like 2 actors about to be interviewed by 2 other actors playing silly games. Meanwhile, they're getting paid $30 million each. But then I'm gonna put the 2 yellow chairs for the director and editor who gets underpaid. Just like that. That looks nice. We like to see it. Feel like I could use a little bit more though. I might add a torch or 2 behind the seats. this. Don't know for sure. Wait a second. Hold up. I think I found a really cool use for these log benches, but I'm gonna have to pick up all these chairs first. If we take the log benches and don't use them as benches, but a table, how would that look if I line them up? Oh, this is about to be the fanciest table in the game. Gotta make sure it's perfect. How does that? Dude, that's a straight up table. That is a fancy table. That is a very nice table. So now that we've got a fancy outdoor table, we can place the color coordinated chairs properly like this and like this. So I'm gonna scooch in this one a little bit. That looks nice. And then we're gonna do the same thing for each side with its own color of chairs. So we're gonna have a blue side right here. There we go. Already looking very nice. Then a purple side right over here. And then finally the green side. And then what I'm gonna do is something where I'm gonna kill some wolves and put steak dinner here. We're gonna get nice steak dinner. You're out celebrating somebody's 10-year anniversary. Oh, okay, maybe don't go on the table. But we can put some food on here and it's gonna look really nice. So I'm gonna start it out with a nice stew in the middle, a little soup for the table, and then we can go out and get some meat. We can get some chicken legs and some steak. Doesn't this look cozy? Doesn't this look incredibly cozy? Bro, I would live here. Not really, because I don't want to die, but it's still cool. Oh, let's see. Okay, we're not serving any raw steak. I'm not trying to get sued. So we're gonna go cook this first. There we go. All right, let's see. Put that there. That is our entire meal placed onto the table. Now I'm definitely gonna get more torches though. The torches would set the mood for this. So I'm gonna eat this last piece because we're not gonna use that. And then we're gonna go get some more scrap to make this look perfect. Furniture Trader is back today. We're gonna go get a little bit more furniture and also some scrap at the same time for torches. Day 329, man. So close to being done too. Okay, we got blue rugs. I needed those. Wooden fence segments, trellis, yellow signpost. I think I might have already had that, but we'll go check. Very good lot though. I did need those blue rugs for the Dino Kid bedroom. This base looks nice, man. The leaves look perfectly uniform. They're like one giant tree. This is a giant one big tree. All right, I'm gonna sort these out. Wooden fences are gonna go here. Trellis as well. Camping chair. Blue rug. We're gonna save that for over here. Yellow signpost. Just like that. That's what we want. Every kid's got their own signpost. You know what? I feel like a red camping chair would go really nice right here. Do I have one? I might have one. Is that one red? That does look a lot nicer. Adds more utility to the functionality of the open area floor plan of the real estate property that one might want to purchase through a realtor management company. I don't even know if that's a thing. Kind of did forget to get scrap, but I think 2 torches might be enough. Actually, I can make 3. No, I can't make 3. Let's see though. What can I actually do with these torches? Can we place them on the back side here? I feel like that makes it look a lot better. There we go. Look at that. The dark lighting kind of sucks, but dude, even in this terrible color, this is a cozy base. I would live here. I would wish I could live here, man. Let's see what it looks like up close. Dude, this looks like the most delectable meal I have ever set my eyes and gaze upon. These lights, I actually genuinely like how the wood texture is almost perfectly the same. We got the torches as well. Torches back here. Super good meal. Looks very, very nice. You know what? That's probably gonna be the thumbnail. That is such a beautiful opening that's gonna be the thumbnail. All right, now let's finish off this base. We're gonna have to readjust the Dino Kid's bedroom a little bit here to put these rugs, but it won't be too big of a deal. So let's do that. Gonna put a rug right here, almost touching the tent, just like that. And then another one touching that one. There we go. And then the giant bed we'll put in the center, right? Literally phasing through Timmy himself. We're gonna put the bookshelf behind just like we did. That looks nice. And then the same thing, wooden nightstand we'll put kind of in front of the bookshelf, just like that. And then we have another blue rug, which we could put right in front of here, where he'll have a chair, which I'm gonna get from over here. See, where's the blue one? There's the blue one. And the blue one will go kind of off to the side, but still pretty nice. Looking like a very nice base. Gonna have to move some of this stuff out of the way though. We do have a lot of flowers though. I think I'm gonna save those for like the final touches. We do have a bunch of wooden tables. We're gonna use that for our restaurant. And you know what? Our restaurant is gonna be in the corner right here. So first I'm gonna have to pick up these ones. Gonna have to have the carrots all scattered around Bunny City over here. So I'm gonna have to clear out this whole area, which includes moving my alt account. Then we're gonna take all of these and push them off to the side here. And then we're gonna build our outline. So I'm gonna take all my fences and hedgerows and we're gonna separate all of them. I need to know my exact inventory. And now comes the time to build our very own restaurant. All right, I am back from my final visit from the furniture trader. We're on day 401 and this base looks beautiful. Placing the last little bits of furniture, no peeking. I will show you the finished product when it is done. All right, the base is done. Day 410. So let me give you the tour. We have our beautiful modular four-sided square wall that you can only get off of eBay that is almost perfect, looking beautiful like a giant kingdom fortress. Then back here we have our oil drill outside, as it doesn't look that good inside, but it puts all the oil into this water right here so it won't pile up too much outside. But as you see in the front, we actually have an outdoor picnic area with color-coded seats. We have chicken legs, we have steak, torches to set the lighting, as well as 2 torches and more lights to enter the base. And when you enter the base, you are gonna see a ton of stuff, but I'll explain to you each part. We have the Koala Kids tent decked out with symmetrical lavender flowers and purple pillows. Her very own purple signpost, as each of the kids have their own color signpost. Squid Kid has more of a basic base because the furniture trader refuses to sell me yellow furniture. But the Dino Kid and the Kraken Kid actually had their tents swapped. So this is the Kraken Kid's tent right now, decked out in all red. 3 chairs, 1 bed, nightstand, 2 magnolia flowers, 3 rugs, making a very nice, almost hotel room feel. Then back here we have the Dino Kid's base, which is now blue. He has his own giant bed, his own chair, nightstand, bookshelf, and signpost. But back here is interesting because we have a hangout area for the kids with their very own bed if they feel like taking a nap, or their very own pillow, and 3 camping chairs in case they feel like hanging out and talking. All of this perfectly designed according to my own feelings and personal opinion, which means it's perfect. We also have our crafting bench here, complete with your very own boost pad if you feel like getting out of the base pretty quickly. All of our utility items right here. We actually have our biofuel processor as a blueprint just to keep it nice and neat, tucked away. Ammo crate in case you need more ammo. Chicken that I don't know what that's doing there. But here we have Carrot Garden 2. One of the most hottest restaurants out in town right now. Right now it's closed, which is why there's nobody inside, which is where we have our green signpost signaling that we have moss all over our fences and in our food. Blue flowers here to try and show that we're a lively place even though we have literal poison in our foods. Then when you walk inside, we have a beautiful rock sculpture right here of a rock. Then we have our table for 5. Very nice. Torch lighting sets the mood. A more private and tucked away table here for 3. And back here is where all the food is made. You have your own cook pot with 2 barrels, which have I don't know what in them, but you might be able to look at them and think that you're a professional chef. Then we have cross-sectioned carrot farms. Very, very efficient for spacing. We have 3 of them with a staff break room. Yes, I know it's hard to believe, but this time I'm giving my staff 6-minute breaks after 13-hour shifts. So if they feel like it, they can actually sit down, eat some carrots if they feel like it. Here they go. And they can only eat meals that I provide for them because it's cheaper that way than them for paying their own lunch. And I also forgot to mention, we have our very own custom bear traps that aren't custom. I'm just saying custom because it sounds cool. That, when needed, you can actually lay out as a welcome mat for any cultists that feel like coming into your base. So we'll just leave that one there. And with that, I honestly could keep going, but I'm afraid I'm gonna disconnect. We're on day 419. I've been so close to disconnecting multiple times, but this is the most satisfying base. I definitely think overall it is the best base design that I've done so far. Has maybe the most furniture as well. The walls too, very, very beautiful. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video right here.